What a horrible night to have a Curse of Darkness and Game of Thrones vibe. Hey Castlevania fans, this is John, host of Video Games in the World, and welcome to my review of Castlevania Season 3 on Netflix. This season seemed a bit, almost a bit deviated from the games at times, but it was cool though. Some moments were pretty awkward, some fights were kick-ass and lots of game references, and a new character from the games makes his first debut in this anime, and the way things went about, phew, I just hunger for another season. Haha. Now, this season in the last 2 episodes gave me some Game of Thrones vibe. God, I missed that show. Too bad it had a crappy conclusion because the producers were like, oh, F this, we're gonna go to Star Wars. And now, their Star Wars project is cancelled. But, I'm not gonna talk about Game of Thrones or Star Wars, okay? This is Castlevania. Let's begin our review, shall we? Now, I'll try to keep it as spoiler-free as possible because a lot of things happen in this season, and I mean a lot of things happen in this season. So, with all that said and done, let's go! A month has passed since the battle against Dracula. Trevor and Sypha continue to fight the creatures of the night until they arrive to a town. In this town, Trevor and Sypha comes across the judge, a man called Saint Germain, and a sinister cult that worships Dracula. Meanwhile, Isaac continues his journey to Europe after being thrown into the desert in the Middle East. In his journey, he continues to amass an army of night creatures. Upon meeting other people, he questions his views of humanity, but nevertheless, continuing his goal to wipe it out. As for Carmilla, she returns to her vampire sisters Morana, Lenore, and Striga with her new slave, Hector. She plots to amass her own army with Hector's help whether he likes it or not. And finally, Alucard is on his own in the castle without any form of social contact and is losing his mind. He meets 2 Japanese orphans and takes them in to teach them, but these 2 refugees are not exactly what they seem to be. Now, this season was pretty philosophical and had very good plots. I have to let you know one thing, that this season has LGBT themes in it, so don't make any derogatory comments towards them. So, DBAM. Don't be a moron, okay? Okay, Trevor and Sypha's story is where most of the fights are, and also most of the funny moments too. Now, like the first and second seasons, Trevor Belmont is still pretty much of an asshat and a misanthrope. Sypha has become even rather adventurous with all the monster killing during this journey. In this plot, Count Saint Germain from the video game Castlevania Curse of Darkness, who is a man with infinite knowledge and is investigating a town run by a sinister cult that worships Dracula and wants to resurrect him, and makes his debut in this game. If you play Curse of Darkness, then you know who he is. One of the characters, I will not say his name, will remind you so much of Shaft from Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night. Symphony of the Night, my second favorite Castlevania game right after Super Castlevania 4, which to me is the best. Now, Bill Nighy voices the character of Saint Germain. If you're familiar with Mr. Nighy, he's the guy who played Victor in the movies Underworld, Underworld Evolution, and Underworld, Rise of the Lycans. Victor, the Vampire King in these 3 movies. Such a great movie. The series, Underworld. I also gotta say that Jason Isaacs did a fantastic job as the judge. He totally fitted the character. Huh. At least he's no Lucius Malfoy in this one. Now, the Alucard subplot I found very sad, since he's very lonely after the death of his father. Those 2 Japanese characters had an interesting story, but in the episodes to come, you might feel some Game of Thrones vibes regarding what happens later on. The plot about Carmilla and her sisters was pretty political in some ways. Carmilla plots to take some lands ravaged by Dracula and turn it into a livestock pen for humans and start their own Vam Empire, with them as the rulers, of course. Unlike the second season, Carmilla doesn't get that much screen time. And also, we have some type of romance between Morana and Striga. The one who gets more screen time in the Carmela subplot is Lenore, who is bonding with Hector, who is enslaved by Carmela against his own free will. Hector is like the Theon Greyjoy of the story due to what he's going through in the subplot at Styria. Except that, unlike Theon, he doesn't lose his, well, you know. This part of the season lets us get to know more about who will be the main antagonists in Season 4 of Castlevania. My favorite subplot this season was Isaac. Of the two Forge Masters, he is my favorite. So badass and his way to persuade people. On his way to Europe, he has a type of crisis of faith and meeting humans along the way. Some of them were kind, some of them bad. What makes his story fantastic is how during his journey he sees that there are humans who help him, others who try to kill him, which makes him question his motives, but he does not stop his journey in fulfilling his quest to eliminate humanity as Dracula wanted. As for Isaac's fight sequence, OMG! His fight scenes are fantastic! And that fight against a creature similar to Legion Granfaloon from Symphony of the Night, Circle of the Moon, and other Castlevania games, wow! That was awesome! The voice acting continues to be phenomenal, although I miss Graham McTavish's Dracula. He totally played the part very perfectly. I also love Alejandra Reynoso as Saifa Bernaves. She was magnificent. Jimmy Murray, Lila and Dexter, and Gaia and Spartacus, Gods of the Arena, continues to shine as Carmela. I love how she portrays a character, with all the F words and her attitude. Oh my god. Unlike Lila, she ain't a pyromaniac though. And finally, to wrap this up, this season was fantastically well done. Now, I understand that the writer has never played the games, but he did such a fantastic job making it as close to Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, and this season having references to other games, including Castlevania, Curse of Darkness. All the plots were well done, with some awkward moments as well. It almost felt like Game of Thrones, and it was enjoyable. My final score for Castlevania Season 3 is a 10 out of 10. Thanks for watching this review, and stay tuned for the first Video Games and the World weekly news, which will come every Saturday from now on. This is John, host of Video Games and the World. Have a good one. Later. The morning sun has vanquished the horrible night.